Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. For anyone that's watching this later, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been on here, but I was getting the message today to reconnect. It's time to reconnect. A lot of us have been going through a feeling of disconnect, and so I'm getting the message. It's time to reconnect again. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more, what that is for everybody, what that is, what it's been for me, what it means for everything that we're going through in this quarantine. And yeah, so I'm going to get into that. I'm going to put some cards tonight. I'm going to do something fun. I'm just going to wing it like I always do. Hi, Paige. Hi, Ashley. Obviously, I don't have a plan, as I never do. So that's how I roll. If you've never met me before, hello. I fly by the seat of my pants. I have ADD. I function best that way. I'm going to start it off with a kind of a gratefulness exercise, and we'll go from there. So I'm just going to breathe you guys in while people start to join us a little bit more. Hello, Called to Serve. I haven't seen that name before. I don't know if you're new here, or I don't know why they've like zeroed me in on that name, Called to Serve. Maybe there's a message in it for you. There may be a message for you. I'm sure that's going to come out. Hi guys. Hi PN. Hi Jasper. Hi Fallon. Hi Amanda. Hi, Sonara. I think that's how you say it. Kim. I don't know what a plan is, basically. I don't ever have a plan. I think I'm hoping that's what you guys love about me. So I went hiking today. I didn't even change. I just missed you guys so much. I've been in like this restructuring phase. It's the only way that I can explain it. I have not been called to make a video. There's a couple of times where I sat down and I tried to just translate what's been going on with me and pull some cards and get a gauge for what the collective is going through, in connection with what I've been going through. And I cannot get the momentum and flow of the channel needed to provide that guidance for you guys. And I think it's because it's that the story is just being rewritten. There's not enough there for me to translate for you guys. It's a lot of things you have the tools to translate for yourself. There are messages coming in for you guys that they are wanting you to tap into without reaching out for the guidance as far as like, what does this mean? And where is this going? And why is this stuff happening? And I'm going crazy. I need some guidance. We also needed to experience and are still experiencing the disconnect and the unplug from human connection. It's almost like they don't want us to suffer. Obviously, they don't want us to suffer. They want us to appreciate and be grateful for what we have had around us for so long, the thing that we miss the most at this point. Human connection, interaction, passion, drive, and just like love for each other. I think that I lost that for a long time too, the appreciation for people. Like, it's very people-y out there, and I never wanted to go out and like people, because it's, as empaths, we get overwhelmed by all of the peopleness of people out there. If that makes sense. We had to disconnect from it, but it's because all of these people are walking around with these old, outdated programs connected to them, and it's zapping our energy every time we interact with them. It's those old programs are tapping into our old programs that we've been trying to break and heal subconsciously, and it just drain our energy so quickly. So one of the main things that they've told me is that we have been disconnected from the mainframe. I hear from the mainframe, from the network, from the old paradigm. And everybody, we were in unprecedented times. This shit has never happened to this extent before. And we're in a phase where we have unplugged from that grid work. That's the word that I was searching for, from that grid work, so that grid work can be reworked. And in between us being plugged back in again, we have massive, 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 deep inner light searching to do. You think you've been soul searching before? This phase before we plug back in again is so necessary to restructuring and allowing yourself to be restructured. Some of the symptoms of it right now are almost kind of coming out of your skin. The walls are closing in around you, and it's just like I just have to do something. I just need to do something. It's like we're imprisoned, like we're caged animals or something, where it's so hard to just be, because we feel like we should be doing something, especially as light workers. We feel like we should be doing something. And the one thing that they just keep driving home to me, that being is doing. And we have been doing and giving our energy to so many other people, so many other systems, working for the man, working for the money, giving our energy to money and to so many other things that we are completely lost. The essence of us is completely lost. And it's time to get back down to the depth of that. We have been forced, really, to spend so much time with ourselves that we have no other choice but to really seriously look at ourselves and say, all right, this is me. This is me. This is like the depth of me. This is I keep seeing me every single day in the mirror. I'm not really seeing many other people except me. And they've removed all of those walking, talking mirrors that have been carrying around our subconscious energies and our subconscious traumas to mirror back for us. They've removed all of those mirrors so that we can go within and not require that mirror anymore, that we can really plug back in and tap into the depth of our own energy on a regular basis and really start to use that light, to work that light, to purify that light. All the hard work that we've been doing, all the shadow work, especially those of you that have been following my channel since the beginning, really. We're fucking warriors. We are shadow warriors. And we have always dug in and dug in and dug in and done the work. And now it's like that momentum, the momentum of doing the work within the shadows, that's done. We don't need to lean into that anymore. We did the work for that. The energy for some of those things is going to keep coming back up again. But because we've dug so deep into our power and accessed the depth of our own power, we are able to overcome that without needing to keep being pulled back into it again, being sucked back into it and sucked back into it. Now it's time to really start that momentum moving forward. We have unplugged from re-examining the past, from the energy that's tied over from past lives, from this, from that. And we are now getting ready to plug into the momentum and the movement forward. All of that work was necessary, but because we have been in such momentum of that shadow work, it was perpetuated for as long as it needed to be perpetuated. And we don't need to do that anymore. We're always going to there's always going to be shadows there, but the time that we spent sitting in the middle of those shadows and hugging ourselves in them and allowing the emotions to work through us, really allowing ourselves to finally see the depth of the traumas that we've been going through. And, I'm a big proponent for honoring your emotions and allowing them to work through you and not covering them up or brushing them under the rug, and really, really sitting with your inner child that's experiencing those emotions and hugging them. And if you haven't already gotten to a point where you've done all of that work with your inner child and they trust you, that's what you need to be doing right now. Really going within, understanding inner child, the energy of the inner child, the mentality, the consciousness of that version of you back then, how to kind of parent from this perspective, from this level of consciousness that you're in. Go back to them, parent them, allow yourself to experience what they're going through. And they're like, oh, well, of course you thought that way at 7 years old. You only knew this much. And you knew that from the programming and the trauma imprint from generations before you. And like, of course, I understand that. I understand why you're operating in that way. They're operating here in your subconscious, and you end up, when you're triggered, you end up, channeling the energy of your inner child. If that resonates with you at all, do some research on how to do inner child work, inner child meditations. I have a friend who's a psychotherapist too, who's really amazing at helping with that too. So if you want her information, just let me know, and I'll get you in touch with her. But it's time for us to take those children and say, okay, now we start moving forward. Now, get on my back. Let's do a piggyback. And we've taken them out from their darkness, from the closet, from them hiding underneath of the table. We've gotten to a point where they kind of trust us now. They trust us, whether you believe it or not. Your inner child is starting to trust you, which means that you essentially are starting to trust yourself. You're really starting to trust your intuition, your gut feeling, that inner knowing of who you are. It's starting to come out. It is coming out. And we're able to start tapping into the joy, the love of life, the experience, the childlike innocence and joy and happiness that we had at some point. It was just layered over by so many traumas. One of the things that they pointed out to me the other day, it's the ability of a child to shift their energy into complete joy when something comes along their way that makes them happy, is something that we really, really need to tap into. I went on a hike the other day, and before that, my daughters were having to do schoolwork, and we're homeschooling right now, and they were fighting with each other, and it was just, my one daughter, she just wants to go and have fun. She just wants to go and play outside. It was really nice out. They had a stupid Google Meet meeting with their school that they had to get on, and she was just miserable. And I was just kind of I was trying to help her get through it as quickly as possible, but you could tell her whole morning, her energy was just like, bleh, this day sucks. This day sucks. I hate everything about this day because I'm not getting anything that makes me joyful. That's really essentially what her energy was. And we ended up going hiking, enjoying the day. We went to a new spot that we've never been to before. It was right next to a river. We climbed some rocks. I climbed with them. We laughed and we chased each other. And there was just nature and life was so intoxicating for them sometimes. Just being out there and enjoying each other and running free. The whole ride home, it was just I was intoxicated by their happiness and the way that they were glowing and their light. They were working their light on me. And my daughter even said, this is the best day. This is the best day. And we were only out there for an hour. I was like, but for 4 hours this morning, you were miserable. Did you forget about that part? She's like, no, I don't even really remember that. I just feel good right now. And that's all that matters. Their ability to tap into that is like such magic. So they're wanting us to start doing that. That's really and the last couple of days, I was talking to Paisley earlier, actually, the last couple of days. I am going to read back through these comments too. I'm just in a flow right now, and it feels so good. It feels so good to be back in touch with you guys. I just had to catch you up a little bit, but Lloyd has been talking to me about obviously law of attraction. He's like a master manifester, and he used to listen to Abraham Hicks all the time, and I never have. I mean, I'm aware of her, and I've just never really dug into it. I've never gotten into it. And I just think that I just wasn't ready for it yet. I wasn't ready for the openness I wasn't ready to crack myself wide open like that and allow myself that kind of energy. But it's just so amazing and positive and positive and positive and positive and focusing on the positive and shifting into that now. It's like we're shifting from the shadow to the light, and it's time to start working. We've been working our light in the shadows in order to shine the light on the things that we needed to release, that we needed to peel away, to access the codes of being able to work our light in the light now. So, number one, I'm grateful for you. I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for all of the emails that you have sent me checking up on me. I'm grateful for your affection, your dedication to your healing, which contributes to the collective. I'm so grateful for the collective that I'm a part of. I'm grateful for awareness. I want us to, like, with Abraham Hicks, they call it a rampage. She goes on this rampage and she just channels and spouts one thing right after another. And I kind of want us to start this with something like that. And I want us to go into a gratefulness like rampage. And I want you guys to just start typing everything that you are grateful for. And I'm going to say mine, and I'm going to repeat yours. And we're gonna like let this flow and absorb the energy of I'm so Loveline said, I'm so grateful for you, Karen. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you guys too. So on your market, set, go. I am grateful for this time that I've been able to spend getting into myself. I'm grateful for the light that I see in myself that I was unable to see before. I'm grateful for the support of the collective. I'm grateful for your healing because it contributes to my healing as well. And I'm grateful that my healing contributes to your healing. I'm so grateful for all of the growth in the last 2 weeks. I'm grateful for the growth in the last week. I'm grateful for the growth that I've experienced today. I'm grateful for your light. I'm grateful for Elizabeth Acosta Cervantes. I'm grateful for you too. I'm grateful. Loveline says, I'm grateful for my light. Good for you. I'm grateful for God consciousness. I'm grateful for unity consciousness. I'm grateful for awareness. I'm grateful for consciousness. I'm grateful that I'm awake. I'm grateful for this body. I'm grateful for the ability to be in this body another day. I'm grateful for this groundedness. I'm grateful for the lights that are on in my house right now. That's a weird thing to be grateful for, but apparently I'm grateful for the actual lights. I'm grateful for my cat, Romeo. God love him. Grateful for Lloyd. God love him too. What a supporter. I'm grateful for the stillness in nature. I'm grateful for God's love. I'm grateful for the collective awareness, for every light worker sharing their gifts to keep us sane, for the calm inside the storm, and for my twin and his challenges and what I learned from us. Yes, please. I'm grateful for waking up for God's light and grace. I'm grateful for my friends, family, my life, awareness, grateful for clean water, grateful for Christ consciousness. I'm grateful for grace, tribe here, all that Karen is mentioning, but I can't type fast enough. Thank you, Jasper. Jasper's pup too, his guide dog. I'm grateful for Gaia. Oh, God love you, Mother Gaia. Remind me to tell you something else about the energy that I sent through the trees the other day if you didn't see that post. I'm grateful for the light, for my twin, for animals. Yes, I'm grateful for kittens. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for this time that I get to spend with my kids. I'm so grateful for this time that I have spent getting to know them and really getting to know myself and who I really am as a mother. And I'm grateful for the mirrors, the beautiful little mirrors that they are in my life. And I'm so grateful for them as sponges. They're just soaking all of this up. And I'm so grateful that I just get to be me. I'm grateful for my freedom. I'm grateful for my sovereignty. I am grateful to be unplugged from the money system. I am grateful to not be owned anymore. I'll tell you more about that too. I'm grateful for protection. Yes, grateful for my twin for teaching me, my kids, my pets, my divine masculine, my family and friends, even my ex-husband. Lori, thank you so much for saying that. She's grateful for her ex-husband. There's something that I've come into the awareness of in the last couple of weeks too, is being appreciative for my ex-husband, for him as a man, for the differences that I see in him compared to distorted masculines in my life, the difference in who he really is versus the trauma and distorted energy that I imprinted on him because of my trauma. He really is a good man, and I've come into the awareness of my gratefulness for him too, and that's a really hard thing for me to say. I have a very, very tough relationship with him. So thank you for saying that too, for bringing that back to my awareness again and being able to share that with you guys. Oh, Amanda, for the internet for bringing us together, right? That is the one thing that just is really keeping us connected. I'm grateful my children and the fact that they choose me to be their guide through this time. Thank you, Fallon, for this awakening. I'm grateful for my soul tribe, for my light team, for beautiful Gaia. Grateful for my best friend who showed me what else I needed to heal. Thank you, Lois. I'm grateful for being able to acknowledge all that I am grateful for. Thank you. In capital letters, definitely. I'm going to repeat that. I'm grateful for being able to acknowledge all that I am grateful for. The ability, the space, the sacred space to express exactly what I want to express, the ability to be free in my happiness. I am grateful for being happy, for feeling joy, for not feeling guilt for feeling joy. I don't know why there's guilt attached to feeling joy, but there's some kind of programming there that stops us from really allowing ourselves to be joyful and to really fear. It's the trauma program that we've been shedding. I'm so grateful. Honestly, I'm grateful for the trauma program too. I'm grateful for what I learned from it. I'm grateful that I was able to see it. I'm grateful for sight and awareness and power and intuitive gifts. I'm grateful for my twin teaching me self-awareness and self-love. Grateful for the momentum karmic partners help us build to breakthrough and strength. Yes, thank you. Grateful for the silence, even from the divine masculine. Yes, let the light shine. Yes. As soon as I said that, I heard the silence, even though there's music on right now. It's just this vortex of silence, kind of. Grateful for the silence, even from the divine masculine. Let the light shine. That felt good. That felt good. Start doing that, guys. Start doing that. When you wake up first thing in the morning, that's one of the things that Abraham Hicks says, is to wake up and the very first thought that you create, that you lay into, is your momentum for the rest of the day. So, and when you go to bed, you're setting the tone for what that momentum is going to be when you wake up the next day. So when you go to bed, I am so grateful for all of those things, for all of the experiences throughout that day, for my bed, which is so comfortable, for my pillow, which is very comfortable, for my cat who's laying on me, for the ability to have connected with the people that I connected with in that day, or the ability to sit in the silence and have the time to connect with myself during that day. Whatever it is that you're grateful for, express those things and fall asleep expressing those things to yourself. Continue to think them as long as you can, no matter what creeps in. And then first thing in the morning when you wake up, she always says, like, one of the first things that she thinks is, this bed is so comfortable. As soon as she wakes up in the morning, this bed is so comfortable. I love this bed. I love being comfortable. I love my pillow. I love my cat. I love my feet. I love this body. I love being awake right now. I love the sun shining in the windows, or I love listening to the rain out the window, or whatever it is. And she gets the momentum of those thoughts started as soon as she wakes up in the morning. And it feels so good to do that. It really has made such a big difference. It's made a huge difference. For those moderators that are in here, thank you very much. I'm very grateful for you too. I'm grateful for you just stepping in and doing what you need to do. If you need to remove people from the chat, just go ahead and remove them completely. Just delete them from it completely. We send them off in love, and we are grateful for the lessons that they've shown us, and strengthening our instincts and our inner knowing, and keeping this a sacred space. So thank you to you guys. Gosh, that was so great. I miss you guys so much. I miss this. I miss the connection. 717, huh? Where are you guys? California? 717 was always a big number for me. I'm going to shuffle my cards, and we're going to do whatever we're going to do. I just want to let you guys know that, I want to get back into the money thing too. I am accepting donations. There's a little money sign down at the bottom. The super chat is enabled for this. You can go down there. You can donate down there if you feel called to for an energy exchange. You can also, I just uploaded Cash App today. Thank you very much to Paisley. And my PayPal. You can always donate to the PayPal also. It's paypal.me/HawkIntuition. I'm so grateful for all of the donations. I'm so grateful for the energy exchanges, the offerings from you guys have just been incredible. I'm so grateful for all of the sessions that I've had in the last 3 weeks. Even though I haven't been posting videos, I have been doing a lot of sessions with clients, and they've just been so powerful, disconnecting from the pressure of money and saying, my sessions cost this amount of money. And before, what that was me putting value on my gifts and my services and all the work that I put into my energy work. And it's almost as if I needed to declare, I had to define in money terms what that looked like. And for a lot of people, just that amount of money, it was getting in the way of their healing. It was like, well, I can't afford that right now. So, maybe I'll do it later. And they put it off because we're run by money. We're slaves to that kind of system. So thank you, Alyssa. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Lloyd is the first person who started doing that too. All of his services are by donation also. It just costs $1 to book the session. And then after the session, you decide whatever it is that you want to donate, whatever the energy exchange is for you. The value of it is completely up to you. And me unplugging from the need to know that I'm going to be making this amount of money, or getting in alignment with, I'm going to be provided. I just trusting that I'm going to be provided for no matter what. I was terrified in the first place, but it just felt so good to free myself from that. And it ends up being that the money will come in from a different source that I wasn't expecting, in order to make up for the money that someone else wasn't able to contribute, that before I would have thought was the value of my services, or whatever it is. It does, at the end of the day, whatever someone pays me does not change the work that I do. It's still the same thing. They're still getting the same thing, because underneath of it, that's what's most important. Your healing is most important. Your guidance is most important. And I'm so grateful and so lucky to be a channel, to be chosen to be a channel for your guidance. The joy that it brings me is the value that I get out of the sessions, and I get healing out of the sessions too. So my ability to unplug that, I thank you, Lloyd, so much for representing that, and really showing how that kind of magic is possible, and how powerful, how much more powerful that kind of that kind of ownership of myself, that empowered way of being, it's so much more powerful than money. It is the vibration of love, which is going to be reflected in abundance, in abundant ways, whether that's joy or thank you so much, Shonda. Thank you for that. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. It just I can't even complete a thought, because even like when that donation comes in, I'm just like, I'm so grateful for every single tiny little penny, the dollar that you guys that you have to pay in order to book a session. Even that dollar, for me, it's like someone is making an investment in themselves, in their healing, in their growth, and they trust me to guide them to that. And the universe trusts me to guide you to that. I was chosen for that. I mean, come on. It's freaking 33 people in here right now. That's like Jesus energy. 33 is the divine healing number of Jesus. Every time I see it, I know that it's him coming in. It's his energy. Ah, Fallon and Rose. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Salma. God, love you guys. So, if you guys are interested in tapping into the energy of that, I encourage it. Disclaimer, I'm not responsible for any kind of like you not being able to pay your bills or whatever it is. But when you set your mind to something and you get into the energy of the alignment of that thing and you fully commit to the fact that I just trust I'm going to be taken care of. I have no idea, I have no idea what this looks like, but I don't really need to know what it looks like. And you're going to be so pleasantly surprised by your own ability to manifest amazing fucking things. I'm like amazed. I'm amazed with myself. I'm proud of myself. And I just continue to grow more and more and more. This is like a massive love fest. I fucking love you guys. And I missed you so much. Hi, Laura. I'm happy to see you too. I can't wait to go back and read all of these messages. I have seen this chat just like scrolling through, and I'm sorry if I missed someone's comment or something that you were needing from me or whatever it was. I'm sorry that I missed it, but I promise you, I always go back and I watch it again and I read all of the stuff in the chat that's going on. So thank you, Lori. I appreciate you. Thank you, Paisley. I'm very, very blessed by you too. And Elizabeth, thank you guys. And Love Elaine, thank you so much for being moderators in here too. I'm going to pull a card for each of the moderators to begin with. Okay, that's where we're going with this. Fucking love you guys. My heart is like coming out of my chest. This one's going to be for Paisley first. Okay, they're also telling me that you guys need to make sure that you're stretching, that you're exercising, that all of this time spent, all of this downtime is creating pent up energy, kind of toxic, just stuck, dense energy in your muscles and in your tissues. And we just naturally are not moving as much as we need to be, or we usually are on a regular basis. We need to be doing that more, or at least stretching every single day. You need to be doing, I've started stretching yoga to release some of these toxins. And it's just, it makes a world of difference. It's something that's getting in the way. If you've been experiencing kind of a disconnect from your gifts or from your flow or from your channel or from source, from other people, if you feel like you're not able to quite connect as well as you normally did, it's because our physical bodies, the pent up, I guess it is kind of pent up, but like built up, denser, stuck energy in our physical bodies is getting in the way of our connection. So stretching, exercising, getting yourself moving, and actually getting out into nature. Nature's energy, Mother Gaia, is so much more. She's like more purified right now. The air is clearer. The water is running clearer. She's feeling so much more refreshed and joyful right now because of the load that's been taken off her back. Oh my God. This card that just came out too is this woman walking with this load on her back. Resilience, the resilience of Mother Nature to regenerate herself. Paisley, this was your card too, by the way. This is you. You are the microcosm of what's happening with the earth too. We've gone within in order to regenerate ourselves, and do not underestimate your power to rejuvenate and regenerate yourself when we're coming from a state of density. That's what they're telling me. So get out more, get moving more, at least get out into nature. When you start to feel this loop running in your mind, when you start getting stuck in your mind, when it's hard to get out of the shadow energy, or you're just stuck right in the middle of allowing emotions to work through you to release something, get out into nature and allow her to help you release them. Even if it's the rain, even if it's bad weather, do it anyway. Go out there and at least, I have a rain jacket, I have rain boots, I have stuff for every type of weather, because I don't ever want it to stop me going out there and connecting, whether I just walk around the block or if I just stand out there with my umbrella over my head, like sniffing in the rain and channeling the depth of that energy. It's so it's like a reboot, really. Make sure you're doing that as much as you can. All right, Paisley, this one's for you. It's the number 3 card too. So reconnecting mind, body, and spirit. It's kind of like you're bouncing in between the 3 of them. Sometimes you have 2 of them lined up, like mind and spirit, but then your body's all out of whack. Sometimes your body is feeling great, but your mind gets stuck. Your spirit is like really flowing through you. It's like you have 2 at a time. There's a resistance to the Trinity, they're telling me. There's a resistance to the Trinity, and you know what I'm talking about. But that's what they're telling me, is a resistance to the Trinity, a resistance of the merge of the 3. And it's you've been carrying this load on your back for a very, very long time. Just don't underestimate how strong your fucking back is, okay? But even though it is strong and you are incredibly resilient, just because you are that strong and you've built up the muscles to carry those loads, a lot of that is not yours. It's time for you to release the burdens of other people too. Oh, thank you, Connie. I appreciate you. Thank you for all that you do too. All the healing that you guys are doing is rippling back out through the collective, and it's so important to push me forward. Paisley said something today too about sending me energy, just constantly like sending me energy and healing vibes and light, and I thank you guys so much. I feel it coming from you. I recently too I feel the support from you guys all the time, but I also have felt the energy of, where is she? Where is she? This is the longest that she's been gone and not posted a video for a really long time. I mean, it's been almost 3 or 4 weeks since she posted a video. Like, where is she? And I need that guidance, and I miss her presence, and I feel that energy from you guys. And I just want you to know that I miss that connection with you too. The channel itself is being restructured as I'm being restructured, and the content that's going to come out and the subscribers for the channel are all going to be shifted according to this new paradigm that we're plugging into, this new paradigm that I'm plugging into, that I'm getting, that is coming into momentum for me right now. So there's some kind of build up to it. I keep trying to sit down and do readings like I used to do readings with Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, and I will still be doing stuff like that. But things are shifting so much with my role and what we're going to be doing moving forward. A lot of it has to do with, here in the beginning, they've been pushing me to really start working with people to read cards. I want you guys to understand how to hone each of the skills and each of the gifts. And the one thing that ties all of those things together, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clair peopling, whatever all the clairs are, whatever all your gifts are, reading cards is a way to bring all of them together and hone your intuitive skills and gifts. Whether you decide to read for other people or either way, it really is just another tool in your tool belt to speak to the divine, to access the connection, that the core of who you are. And it's a visual tool. Some people, there's things that are triggered. Your gifts are triggered by certain visual aspects through the vibration of music. And part of teaching tarot or teaching card reading for me is also going to include music. So it's not just that we're reading cards, we're reading energy, we're reading visual energy, we're reading sound energy. And yeah, so that's the way that I'm being led. I did open a practice card reading group on Facebook. If you guys are interested, I'll post the link for that down below. Please make sure you answer the questions, the preliminary questions ahead of time in order to be approved into the group. It's a practice card reading group. I had one set up before. It's how I started in the first place. Me and a whole bunch of a group of people that got together, and we would feel like pulling cards that one day, and we just post on the feed, I want to pull cards today. Does anybody want a reading? And a couple people will come back and say, yeah, I'll take a reading. And it's meant to be for educational purposes. So we would give each other readings, and then we would give each other feedback. So I would record a reading for them, and then they would give me feedback in order to say, this resonated with me, this didn't resonate with me, this was like right on, and it explained, who in the reading was the earth sign that I was talking about. And it really helped to hone our skills. So I want to open that up to you guys. I want to open that up to anybody that wants to go on there. I'm going to be on there too. I'm going to be checking in with everybody. I'll probably do some live card readings with you guys and some instructional stuff. And I may even just, like a lot of times with my clients too, that's part of their homework, is doing a reading for me. That reminds me, any of my clients out there are supposed to be doing a reading for me as part of their homework, I know who you are. I got your number. So make sure that you get on that. And it's time now. It's time to start digging into that, because it helps you to dig into yourself. It helps you to dig into your channel and into your gifts and really lean into them for your own healing too. So you got my email. It's time for you to do your homework. Okay, kids? I'll post the link for that. I also have the Hawk's Nest, which is a light workers support group over on Facebook. I'll put the link for that below too. They're both private groups, so you do need the link to be able to get in there. But anyway, all of that out of the way. I do private tarot reading lessons as well. That's one of the services that I offer. It's over on my website. Yeah, hawkintuition.com. Leveling, you're up. Fallon, I think you're one of the ones that owes me a reading, by the way. Psst. All right, leveling. This says Long Night Moon, Darkness, the number 4 card. There's a song on right now that I'm listening to too. Tutu, tutu, something about tutu. Didn't we try it? Know that I still care for you. This is divine masculine energy with you. It's like sorrow, it's like longing. There's definitely a kind of longing there. That I know that there's light behind this darkness. I can see it glowing from behind, but there's really some dense energy sitting there. And to me, this feels like dense, kind of distorted feminine energy. This is the moon, which represents the feminine energy. It feels like there's like a knot in my throat, not allowing the emotions. It's like holding back your tears, holding back. It's the feeling of trying not to cry, holding that back, trying not to cry, trying to. There's a big difference between being positive and suppressing your emotions. It feels like there's something that needs to come out, something that needs to be said, something that needs to be expressed. It's definitely some sort of, it feels like crying is so cleansing sometimes. I'm grateful for crying. I'm grateful for what I feel and the relief that I feel after I cry sometimes and I get it out. The release of that emotion is the release of shadow energy. It really is. Does that resonate with you, Elaine? Okay. All right. Yes, I feel like this is a lot of you. We all are part of collective energy right now, and we are picking up on collective energy, which a lot of times makes it feel very heavy, a lot heavier than what it would normally be for just us working through it. There are other people out there that are holding your hand because they're going through it too. Just remember that not all of that is yours. So when it feels really overwhelming, the release of it, the crying, the speaking it into the release of it, okay. Thank you very much. Just before I came on here, I actually, for the full moon, for the release of things that no longer serve you, for the full moon, I do a ritual where I do a little bit of a meditation and I actually physically make a list of the things that I'm releasing that no longer serve me. I go outside. It's very simple. I go outside. I say them out loud. I release all of these things. I create the release. I create the vibration of that release by stating it, and then I burn the paper. I watch. It's almost like I kind of meditate on the flames of that fire, and I become that fire. It's like I burn it off within me, and then I kind of take the ashes from that paper, and I have a little fairy garden out in front of my house where the fairies reside, and I kind of sprinkle it over the fairy garden, and the fairies will take it and disperse this out into the wind so that Mother Gaia can transmute it for me. And it makes space for the new to come in at the new moon, for the things that I'm manifesting from now until the new moon, or from now until forever, really. The release is that they're suggesting for some of you, they're reminding me about that, because there can be real like freedom from the intention that you're setting when you do all of that. You do have to put the emotion into releasing those things, letting yourself off the hook, and you're ready for it. You're ready for letting go. You really are ready to let go. As unsteady as that feels sometimes, you're so protected, and you're so I don't know what that means. He was timed out for 300 seconds. Are you guys able, the moderators in here, are you guys able to remove people completely? Does it give you that? I don't really know much about what your access is. Oh, Lori, thank you for saying that. I just did the same thing today, actually. She said, I gather stones sometimes and name them with whatever I need to let go and throw one by one in the water and watch the water rings ripple down to nothing. I love that. I really love the energy of that release. And it gives you the time to watch them, to say goodbye to them, to release them. I really like that. Sometimes as I'm walking through the woods, if I'm hiking, I will pick up a stone, and whatever it is that I'm healing or that I'm releasing or that I'm picking up from the collective that needs to be released, I just carry this rock around with me. And I know at some point I'm just guided. I either put it in the water, I throw it in the water, or I bury it in the ground somewhere in the sun, in order to transfer the energy of that healing and that release into the earth. Water carries that emotion too, so the water will help to cleanse and carry the release of that and disperse it out into the land. it also takes the energy of that healing and that release, up into the clouds. When it rains, it then the healing for that rains down across the land. So water is such a good conduit for release and healing energy. That's a really great ritual to do too. Thank you for saying that. All right, Elizabeth, one for you too. We are timing out and hiding. Let's see what this says here. Are you able to just remove them? On mine, it says remove. She said all I could find were acorns everywhere, and I had to go digging for some stones. It doesn't just have to be stones. It can be the acorns too, actually. The acorns are really great for that too. Elizabeth, this one's for you. Purity. This is another number 3 card. So unity of mind, body, and spirit. I love this woman too that's standing right there in the middle of like this snowy area, really honoring the energy of the moon. Look at her. It's almost like she's absorbing this yin energy. It feels like you're really coming into yin energy and how warm that is and how filling that is. I see Elsa, like the cold never bothered me anyway, and really stepping into the essence of who she is. Look at that woman out there. This feels really great for you. It's trust energy. The way that she's opening up her chest and opening up her heart. It's if you haven't yet, this is a message for you that you're coming into that, or to open yourself up more to it, to really lean in. You've got this inkling that it's okay to lean in, but the cold sometimes makes you kind of shut down a little bit, and that's what they're telling you, is to really trust the warmth that comes from opening up, no matter what the energy feels like, because you're always protected. And this not knowing, trusting the not knowing, trusting what you can't see, trust what you feel, really lean into the guidance of what you're feeling in order to really get down to you, get down to your magic, they're telling me. I was just listening to the song that was on there. Yeah. This feels like a very good energy for you though. So I just heard on the music, let her go. Let her go. Okay. This is you. Let go of you. Let go of the old version of you. Let go of the old template of you and the trauma laced you, the one who operated out of those old programs and the imprint of the trauma from other people and from generations. It's like really lean into your feminineness, your yin energy, your power in that way, the goddess in you. They really want you to open it up to the goddess in you and release the old versions of yourself. It is okay to let go of them. It's okay to let them know that I got this now. I got this. You guys did the work. I appreciate you. I honor you. I'm so grateful for you. And now I'm taking up the reins and you're carving the path for yourself. Please, it definitely is time for you to release that version of yourself. There's one version of you that is left in order to really release yourself into full on just, I hear like just goddess energy. I got some goosebumps going on right now too. These are like chills. This is that message for a lot of you. That's not just for Elizabeth. She is a representative right now of the Divine Feminine Collective, who I pulled a card for. But there are others of you in here who needed that message. You need to lean in and trust yourself, trust your goddess, trust the essence of you. You're safe. You're safe. They keep telling me you're safe. You're safe. Oh, this feels so good right now. Feels really good. All right, this is interesting. I was looking at Jasper's message. He just said, boom, go Elizabeth. And as I was looking at his name, this card popped out. So Jasper, I feel like this one is for you. The number 34, this is number 7 card. And this is extremes. So, okay, look at this. God. I love you. I'm so grateful for spirit. I'm so grateful for the way that things come out. When they connect it like that, I'm just like, genius. Thank you for that. Thank you. So look at these extremes. Look at how we go from the hot or from the cold of this environment, from her opening up to the warmth of yin energy in the midst of this cold, barren kind of place, in this winter kind of energy, to the extreme of this heat. And the way that moon is on fire. Look at the way that moon is on fire. As a masculine, and whether you identify with divine feminine energy or divine masculine energy, this is as a masculine, lean into the fire and the passionate yin energy. You can lean into yin energy and it can fill the masculine with fire energy. You're able to channel fire energy, and it comes from goddesses. It comes from Lilith. That's what they're telling me. If you have not resonated or connected with the energy of Lilith, I would look into that right now, because she's got this fire underneath of her that's just like, I fucking love you, but don't fuck with me, but I fucking love you. And they want you to draw off of that. Get yourself I think this message is for the rest of us too, is understanding the immense power of combining these extremes, leaning into the warmth of the moon energy, the feminine energy, when you're in a kind of winter, when you're channeling snow energy is what they're telling me. It's such a weird thing that they're telling me, but and combining that with this fire, the softness, that's what they're telling me, the softness of the snow, the softness and purity of like crystal snowflakes, and how they're all different, and they're all perfect, and they're all so beautiful and perfectly like carved out, each one of them. The purity of that kind of thing from nature, the purity of nature in that way. It represents feminine energy, and it's so soft and it's so sweet and it's so warm in that way too. And then there's also this side of the feminine that's just like raw and all of creation, and is heated and passionate and driven, and like this fire energy that drives her to create, that she can draw from the earth like lava. Mother Gaia creates snow and lava at the same time in different locations, and it's all Mother Gaia. So amazing to me. I'm sorry, I'm sure that sounded really crazy, but I hope you get the gist of it. Anyway, Jasper, draw off of that energy, okay? That was lovely. Okay, Lori just said the dance. And yes, it is definitely about the dance between those. It's about the merge of those two. It's about allowing yourself to be fully in one, and then accessing the power of the other one too. It's really a balance of the two of them, depending on, what the collective is needing and what needs to be worked through our light at the time. I love this song. I just had to listen to that for a second, and I lost my train of thought. Somebody could remind me what I was just talking about. I was on a roll, or they just blanked me out because it wasn't important, or we were getting to something else. Oh, the balance of those. Oh, the dance. Okay, right. Sorry, ADD. One of the messages recently is the importance of dance. So I said that, we need to be out and moving more, getting ourselves moving. And it releases this kind of toxic energy in our muscles and stuff like that. But dance is a release of energy that comes from this. And it also comes from this at the same time. Allowing your body to move however it needs to move. Really leaning into the energy of dance as an expression of our creative space, of our sacral chakra, of our own innate ability to release pent up human energy from our mind, from our body, and from our spirit, all in one. We can do that through dance. We can do that through really feeling the music, through getting in touch with our body and just like trusting it and letting it go and letting it do whatever. If you guys could see some of the dance that I do when I just crank the music up and I get into this kind of state, it's a meditative thing that there's no rhyme or reason to it. It just feels so good in every way. And you're so not out of your mind, but not stuck in your mind. Does that make sense? They're wanting you guys to allow yourself to move and to dance in ways like that. It's very important. If you're able to do that outside connecting with nature, even better, because then you're drawing off of that free spirit Gaia energy that's going to help you to release a lot of things that need to be released right now. Liberation through movement. Yes, thank you very much. Yep. Lori said she was dancing and rocking it out in her car the other night. Thank God it was dark out. I decided to do this today with my front door wide open. It was sunny as hell out, and I did not give any fucks at all. I took my shirt off. I was just let loose. Feels so good. I don't have any neighbors walking around, and if I did, whatever. You're welcome. Hopefully they'll go home and do the same thing. Or they'll pass the word around. All right. All right, I'm just going to scroll through here real quick. See if I missed something. Can't wait to read back through these again. I missed you guys. Okay. Anything else right now that you guys want to talk about, or you want me to pull cards on right now? That it feels to me like there's something else that we've all been going through that they wanted me to mention and talk about and kind of work through, but it's slipping my mind right now anyway. So it's something for another day, I guess. They definitely wanted me to tell you about the need for the disconnection, the human disconnection, the unplugging from the old paradigm and the old way of being. Like we had human beings around us all the time. Like you're walking down the street and there's human beings not being present at all. They're just on their phones, like walking down the street on their phones in an alternate reality. They are in the reality, or they are existing on the plane of wherever they are in their phone. If they're on Facebook or in a music video or whatever they're doing in order to remove themselves from their reality. We've been so removed for so long, and we have disconnected from the reality around us and the human beings around us. And it's gotten to an extreme, and we had to be unplugged from that. And really, I'm really missing human connection. And there are little ways that we can be reconnecting again. We still have social distancing and we still have this quarantine going on. But for me today, I went hiking, and I ahead of time was talking to Lloyd about opening ourselves up and calling in our soul family, calling in our friends, calling in our soul friends, calling in our spiritual awake friends that are meant to start surrounding us at this time. I have a feeling that is what's next. That's what we're starting to plug into. And we do that by setting the intention that I'm ready for that. I'm ready for this new realm of people who are in my physical reality, that are this next level, that are meant to be partners on my journey with me, and set the intention for that. So I went hiking and I ran into this girl who I was a sister of a really good friend of mine from the past. And it's no coincidence, obviously. And I had seen her in the parking lot. I knew that I knew her from somewhere, but then she walked off with her son. And then I walked this way. I walked down the path. I decided to go off on this other path that wasn't necessarily the path that was marked for this park that I went to. And I started to go up this huge hill and I went around this way. And when I go out, I'm always touching the trees. Oh, the trees. That was the other thing. And I get up to the very top of this hill and she starts walking up on this side with her son. And we like almost run into each other in the path. No coincidence. And we stood and we talked and we hung out and I walked the path 6 feet apart from her and her son. We skipped rocks in the water and we touched base about homeschooling and all of these things. And I really leaned into that connection. And as much as I wanted to go and experience nature by myself, and I'm such a, I get into my own little world when I go out and go hiking and stuff. But I knew I needed to take advantage of this time with another human being that was led there for me for some reason. And it was great. It was so great. I haven't hung out with a friend in that way in a long time. They've slowly been removed from my life over the past 2 years. So the opportunities for that are coming in. The opportunity to reconnect in that way with this new realm of people that are out there waiting for us. Really, it's there. It's definitely there. I miss Romeo too. Where is he? Romeo, here, kitty. He's usually all over me. I don't know what the deal is. So I posted something the other day that said, whenever you read this, I was doing work on ley lines and through the trees, and I was doing grid work and stuff like that. The messages that I was getting is that I needed to send healing and activations for this reconnect that I'm talking about through the trees and through the land and through the ley lines. So the message that I put on my community page and on my Instagram page was, anytime that you read this, just go outside, ground yourself, put your hands on the grass or put your hands on a tree and receive the healing. Just open yourself up to receive the healing and the activations, and then set the intention to send that back out to the next person and pass it along. The hashtag was that they gave me is come together now. The message was, it's time to reconnect. It's time to reconnect, and it's time to come together. That is Divine Feminine Soul Sisters. That's our twins. Couple of months ago, I did a reading with a channeling from Mary Magdalene talking about the first wave of unions, which is the unions of Divine Feminine Soul Sisters, Divine Feminine Soul groups. And it's time for those Divine Feminines to come into union with each other and to be, to start journeying together in a way where it's like partnering up, where it's mission together, where it is union of those energies. And then the second wave of unions is going to be, union with Divine Masculine energy. And that is the flow of there's so much ease to it too. There's the flow of that just coming into your realm as you and your Divine Feminine Soul Sisters are setting off on your mission. The energy of the masculine comes in there and creates the sacred space for those feminines to really rise and together. The activations that I was sending through the trees, they told me there are a lot of new activations for people just waking up, and there are new activations for people just meeting their twins. There's also activations for those twins, some twins, to be starting to come together and reconnect. So if that resonates with you and you haven't done it yet, just go receive that energy from the trees. It was more potent through the trees. I could feel it through my feet and walking those paths and walking those ley lines and stuff. But I felt it most powerfully when I had my hands on the trees. I could feel it going down into the roots. I could feel it spreading up through all of the branches here and taking off in the wind. So receive that and then send it back out again if that resonates with you. That was the other thing that they wanted me to tell you guys too, if you hadn't taken advantage of that. So I had gotten onto that tangent. I asked you guys if there was anything else that I didn't see anybody's answer on there. But if there's anything else you guys wanted to talk about before we. So, okay, I want to talk about what Elizabeth said. She said, we're disconnected from everything we want, and we're still connected internally to all that we need to let go of. So, we're disconnected from everything we want. The energy of the things that we want, this was another thing that Abraham Hicks was talking about. We've put the energy of the things that we want and the intention, the thoughts for the things that we want into our field. And they're sitting there, and the universe is waiting to have all of those things come into play. Sometimes this one thing that we want, there's like 12 different steps for it. And so it is manifesting. It's just that it hasn't quite fully manifested just yet. And then there's this other thing that we want too, and there's this other thing that we want too. But then there's this thing that we want most that pretty much has become our priority, and we're working through that coming in, and we're kind of shifting through all of these different things that we want. If we can tap into the energy of letting the universe do the work and understanding that when we put our mind to it and when we say this is the thing that we want and we get into full alignment with that want and we commit to it and we fully believe that that can be created and that can happen, all we have to do is get out of the way and not create resistance and allow it to happen, because we believe that it's going to happen anyway. If it happens in a year, it happens in a year. That's when it happens. But it's almost like we've been disconnected from that old paradigm that kept us small, and it kept us from fully accessing the abilities and the power of our mind to create those things, and the power of our light to manifest those things, our ability to really tap into the energy of source, that source energy that's out there for everyone to be able to create. There were many, many layers of conditioning and programming that kept us really small so that we weren't able to do all of those things. That was the purpose of the trauma programming, to keep us small, to not, they don't want us to manifest all of this amazing life and this, because otherwise they can't control us. So we had to unplug from that. We had to disconnect from the things that we wanted, the things that we've needed, that we had to disconnect from the codependent need and attachments to the things that we didn't necessarily need. In order to be able to really make space for the things that we want to come into fruition. And that the energy of that, the momentum of that kind of revolution is starting now. If you feel me, if you feel the positivity of that, if you feel the energy of that moving forward and you want to tap into that, it's like the power of the light now. It's the power of coming together in the light, because as warriors, we have done the work. We have built ourselves up for this. And now is the time that we get to lean in and allow ourselves to enjoy the space that we've created with all of that work that we did. We get to just enjoy it. We get to live. We get to be. We have we pretty much don't have much other choice right now than to just be. A lot of us are not even working right. It's like we just have to be. We have to be and really see ourselves. We get to. We get to. Speaking of that, I have this book. It's called Now is the Time. I have no idea where I got it. I rely on it all the time. It's always sitting here. And anytime that I say, like, being in the now moment, now is the time, they always remind me of this. And on the back, it says, live each day. I'm going to read part of the back to you too, because it's kind of what I was talking about earlier with the childlike innocence and the childlike joy. Remember as a child how happy you were just splashing in a puddle? How time stopped when you were lost in your imagination? How deeply connected you felt in your mother's warm embrace? Tomorrow's Mother's Day. That's no coincidence. You don't have to feel tired and disconnected. You can recapture that childlike spark. What are you waiting for? The time is now. This collection of reflections will remind you to live your passion, take time out, and expand your horizons. Each page suggests a way to be mindful of the here and now, helping you to recall the value of taking action in the present and following through. I want one of you to pick a page. Laura. Hi, Laura. Laura, I want you to pick a page from this. Just tell me a page. Oh, thank you, Heather. I'll go back and I'll watch that. I'm like so addicted to all of her stuff right now, especially the rampage. Is just, if you close your eyes and you don't even really need to focus on the words that she's saying, you just absorb the energy of the flow and momentum of the way that she's saying things. You don't even need to internalize all the different things that she's saying. It's like so powerful. It's just, you have no choice but to just be like, you're pelted with all of this joy and with all of this positivity and this thinking. It's like it is reprogramming your brain. That's part of this restructuring process, is reprogramming our brains to function on this level through the light, outside of trauma programming. We are reprogramming to be positive and create momentum for ourselves moving forward. It's so amazing. I'm like so moved by it. So I will go back and watch that one too. It has music and binaural beats. Okay, that's perfect. Thank you. I'll do that. Okay, 56. Thank you. Paisley was thinking of 56. There you go. 56 equals 11. I love you guys. See how in sync we are right now? All right. Now is the time. That's interesting. And just as I said that, this I have this snail shell that, because I love the spiral, I use the spiral symbol in my healing work. I use it to open portals, and I'm very connected with the spiral energy. It just fell down off of my thing over here, so that feels like there's definitely a connection to this. There's some sort of portal energy surrounding, I guess, what it is that I'm going to read. Now is the time to celebrate elegance. Understated, natural elegance is entrancing. It's an underrated virtue, a thing of lasting beauty. This feels very feminine. It feels very goddess energy. It feels like Isis. In dress, in speech, in art, in sport, in living, elegance enriches us all. It's unforgettable. It transcends the ages. Pursue it. Pursue elegance. That's like no holds barred. This is, and when I just looked up, I have this card up here that says my presence is my power. So it's like the energy of this kind of feminine, this yin, elegant, flowing, feminine energy, goddess energy. It's definitely Isis energy. There's a quote at the bottom. It says, "A truly elegant taste is generally accompanied with excellency of heart." Sorry, let me read that again. A truly elegant taste is generally accompanied with excellency of heart. Henry Fielding, 1707 to 1754. That's lovely. The next page too. I want to read the next page too. Now is the time to use your experience. In a world obsessed with youth, experience is often undervalued. I just heard experience is elegance too. Elegance is laced with experience. But your unique experiences are priceless. They give you many advantages. Cherish them, use them wisely, at work, with your family, in relationships, in planning ahead. The older the fiddler, the sweeter the tune. English proverb. I love that. Yep, in the vortex. That's what it is. Thank you, Elizabeth. It's the vortex. It's the energy of the vortex that Abraham Hicks talks about. It's being in the vortex. It's stepping into the vortex and being in alignment with the vortex, and knowing when you're out of alignment with it, understanding it, letting yourself off the hook for it, but then consciously choosing to get back into the vortex. All right. On the bottom of the deck, what's holding it all up? What is holding up this reading? What's holding up this session that we're having here together? An hour and 19 minutes in, and it feels like I've been on here for like 10 minutes. I enjoy this. I enjoy your energy so much because it results in me being able to access the fullness of the channel and the me. I love it. Underneath, on the bottom, holding everything up. It's hidden, but it's holding up everything is gratitude. Where we started in the first place. It's like 360. Number 23 card. It's number 5. Big changes here. Big changes. And for some of you, this is understanding and really expressing gratitude for your mother, coming up on Mother's Day tomorrow. It really, that's what the day is all about, is appreciating your mother, however you resonate with the energy of mother, whoever that is in your life. If I'm like a mother figure to you, it's being grateful for experiencing that energy. If it's Mother Gaia, showing appreciation and being grateful for the energy of Mother Gaia by giving back to her, by tending to her, by setting the intention that the way that you run your hand on the grass or on the tree is really thanking her and holding her in honor, by honoring her, honoring your mother, honoring your actual mother, looking past all of the traumatic imprinting and really allowing yourself to see her as a person, see her as a woman, see her as a nurturer. Pick one, if it's hard for you, pick one thing, one positive, joyful memory that you can think of with your mother. For some of you, it's her laughter. For some of you, it's the way her laugh sound. It brings you joy. Focus on that one thing and be grateful for even just that one moment and send the energy back of gratefulness for your mother in that way. That's what this feels like. For some of you, it's a mother figure. That's for sure. And the song they just said, Paradise. For Paradise. Even if it's just the being thankful for your own existence, being grateful to your mother for birthing you, and giving yourself the same credit, being grateful for yourself as a mother, as a mother figure to other people. If you're a nanny, being that mother figure for other kids. All right. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm so happy. I love being here. I love being the messenger for you guys. I love being the messenger for I love the messages that you guys bring through for me too. So grateful for those and the expansion and the growth, and I love the growth already in this feed. Yep. Yes. Echo, what song is this? Adore You by Harry Styles. Some of you need to go listen to that right now, or at least look up the lyrics. That's a message from somebody's masculine, that's for sure. All right, guys. I'll be back. I'll be back soon. I'll be back. I don't know what kind of videos I'm going to be posting right now. It feels like really elemental videos. But just a reminder, go over to the Facebook group, Hawk's Nest. I'll post the link for that. Or the new, I'm pretty sure that I called it Hawk's Nest Card Reading Club or group or something like that. I haven't figured out the name for it yet, but I'll post the link for that too. And let's go over it and let's start practicing and let's really get into our card reading as a divination tool to dig down into the heart of us and to really guide us in these next steps forward. We have time to do it. We got time to do it right now. So, all All right. I love you guys. Thank you. Definitely a high frequency right now. I feel it too. Thank you, Salma. It was an honor to connect with you guys too. Laura, I'm grateful you guys were here. I adore you. Called to serve. Thank you. Called to serve. I don't know why, but I have a card for you. $37. This is number 10 card. 10. It's a 10. Fucking 10. Karma has come to a completion for you. It is time to allow yourself to step into the harvest, and things are coming to fruition for you. There's something major, some kind of karmic completion that has happened for you or is in the process of happening for you, that you have things coming into fruition right now. The fruits of your labor, they said. And it's time to harvest it. It's time to harvest it. It's time to lean in and really allow yourself to take advantage of what's happening in your life and the work that you've done. It's in the light of that moon too that they're talking about it. I was drawn to you for your name from the very, very beginning. I don't know why. All right, guys. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you guys. Happy Mother's Day to your mothers, or to all the mothers that you know in your life, to your friends, to your family. To those of you that are animal mothers, make sure that you show some love to your pets too for making you mothers, and end your night tonight with gratefulness. Start tomorrow morning with gratefulness, and let's get this momentum going throughout the entire collective. Okay? All right. Have a card for me. Have a card for me? Should I pick a card for me? It's so hard for me to disconnect from you guys at the end. It's like, oh, I can't push that end stream just yet. I can't. Oh, Elizabeth pulled a card for me. Okay. I pulled Divine Companion for you. Divine Companion. What deck is that you're using? You're welcome, Called to Serve. Thank you guys too. Thank you for all the donations that came through on this feed. Thank you for the donations that have come in throughout this entire time. I'm honored. Divine Companion. There's definitely something, an energy that happened today, and it has to do with the energy of God, the energy of masculine, the energy of divine masculine. My father's house, stepping back into God's house, which is my body, realizing that I'm a vessel for God's energy, that it's not outside of me. And I knew that there's some sort of resonance that's been stirring and been happening and anchoring in for me today, that God is the divine companion, the divine counterpart for the feminine energy, the divine feminine energy that I have embodied, and it's been filling me today. So that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, and it feels very peaceful in my heart. It feels very stable and very sacred space, like masculine holding the space. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for that card. Okay. Sierra said, I'm watching the music video for Adore You, and it's so weird. Y'all got to go watch it. I'm going to go do that now, actually. I love that. I love how things connect like that. And I know that that's a message for a lot of you right now, that song, the lyrics in the song, but also it feels like something in that video too. You have support, both seen and unseen. Reach out and accept the help and offer an unexpected kindness or surprise company. Reconnecting with an old friend brings joy to you both. That's funny, because I did reconnect with an old friend today. That's interesting. It may be her sister that I'm guided to reconnect with too. She's the one that I was really friends with. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right, guys. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Make sure you hit the thumbs up too. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. There's 22 on there right now. Let's see if we can get it higher. It helps. It helps me, my channel. Thank you guys. Love you. Talk to you soon.